They're treating us like that we're animals, dogs. Well, we aren't. We're American citizens.
Is it a fact that the Duke Power Company maintains housing for its employees that has no water and no indoor plumbing?
Yes, sir. We were attempting to move our people into trailers, upgrade our people into better housing.
We'll sit there and sweat when it's snowing. We'll stand right there until that UMWA contract is signed at Brookside.
We have made them dozens and dozens of proposals.
All of our life, we've been kicked around, we've been put in jail, we've been shot at, we've had dynamite thrown at us, and then you don't want us to have nothing. Well, I tell you, Mr. Horn, I'm going to be standing right there on that picket line looking at you just as long as it takes. We're not going to have the violence of the 30s.
Which side are you on? It's the name of a protest song, as well as the central question of Harlan County, USA, Barbara Kopple's Oscar-winning 1976 documentary about the struggle to unionize the coal miners of Brookside, Kentucky. Standing in their way was the Eastover Mining Company and its parent company, Duke Power, which would rather resort to violence than give their workers a contract, a decent wage, and a work environment that didn't needlessly kill miners by explosion, cave-in, and black lung disease. The lives of the Harlan County coal miners are miserable ones. They spend all day in cramped darkness, deafening noise, and breathing clouds of coal dust with no masks, which the mining company assured them would do no damage to their respiratory systems. Instead of wishing someone a nice day, you wish them a safe day, which is probably the best you can do in a mine that killed workers at a rate of about 1 every other day. After surviving another long shift, the workers went home to squalid housing, provided by Eastover, which lacked running water or toilets. With low pay and no other jobs available, families could be stuck in the mines for generations. In 1972, the Harlan County miners went on strike after Duke Power rejected their call to unionize. What followed was a dangerous, ultimately deadly 13-month strike, which saw scabs and hired thugs armed with clubs and guns attempt to break the picket line. It's in these confrontations that you realize the bravery of both the strikers and the filmmakers, who literally risked their lives for workers' rights and to make sure their story was told. It was only later that Kopple learned that the strikebusters had planned to murder her and her crew, so there would be no record of what was happening in Harlan County. One of the most interesting aspects of the film is the role the women of Harlan County played in the strike. Largely marginalized by traditional gender roles, these women stood up en masse to defend their husbands, fathers, and sons, becoming the most vocal, well-organized, and dedicated group on the picket line. At the time, women didn't work in the mines, but they were willing to risk their lives so their men wouldn't have to face death every single day they were on the job. But again, the question that the movie asks, and the question we should all be asking ourselves, especially now, is which side are you on? Are you on the side of workers or corporations? Are you on the side of people who want a fair wage, safety in the workplace, decent health, dignity, in the hope that their children could pursue whatever future they wanted? Or are you on the side of a small number of extremely rich people and whatever armed thugs, cops, judges, and politicians they can buy? Are you on the side of workers who want indoor plumbing in their homes, or a company like Duke Power, who made a 104% yearly profit, but only gave its workers a 3% raise that didn't even beat inflation? Harlan County, USA is a classic illustration of the importance of the American labor movement, grassroots organizing, and the power of documentary filmmaking. But it's also a reminder, whether it's 30 years ago, 90 years ago, or today, that corporations are not your friends. They really aren't. At their worst, they're like Duke Power, who would rather kill and maim its workers and doom them to generational poverty than treat them fairly. Or AIG, who would rather gamble with the world economy for short-term gains than hold the planet hostage unless Americans paid off their debts. And at its best, a corporation simply does its freaking job and plays by the rules, just like the rest of us are supposed to do. They don't deserve any reward for that. So your homework assignment is to get your conservative uncle or your union-hating coworker or whoever it is, watch Harlan County, USA with them, then ask them a simple question. So, when it comes to Duke Power versus the Harlan County coal miners, which side are you on? I'm Jonathan Kim, and this is a Brave New Review.